What's good, everybody? It's your boy Brady Senior, man, giving you the OMFL news after dark. Just want to kind of run through a few things real quick for the season. Looks like the NFL playoffs is almost about to start. Got about maybe a couple weeks left. So we're going to talk about the playoff bracket. Probably look at some injuries, some re-signings, may even deep dive into game of the week. But other than that, man, we just trying to get you hyped and locked in, ready to go for the Press Pass Live, hosted by Nate. But we'll be right back after this. Peace. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the OMFL News After Dark. It's your boy Brady Senior, man. We're getting ready to go through these standings real quick. Let's look at the AFC side of current possibly playoff teams. Of course, you have the Chiefs at the 1 seed, the Titans at 2, Browns listed per standings at the 3. Then you have the Patriots at the 4. Then you have wildcard team number, then of course you have the Dolphins at 5, Steelers at 6, and the Jags at 7. But the biggest thing right now coming out of the standings is you also have on the bubble, you have the Chargers and the Jets are still alive for possibly a postseason run. But that's what we have as of right now on that side. And then when I look at the NFC side, of course, it's a two-way tie between the Cardinals and the Cowboys at the top. Then you followed by the Falcons, the Giants, the Lions. Then, of course, you have the football team, and then, of course, the Buccaneers. But then you also have on the cusp, still have the Saints right there on the bubble, and then, of course, the Seahawks to finish that out. Let me know who you think will squeak in or who will, be left out watching the action, getting ready for that OMFL draft. Peace. Hi, man. Welcome back. It's your boy Brady Senior, man, giving you the OMFL News After Dark. And looking at the game of the week, it's slated for the Chiefs and the Cardinals. It looks like you have two of the top teams and possibly even a Super Bowl preview. Chiefs, go to Arizona in this battle this week. And after looking at Daddy Leagues, man, it's almost too close to call because even Daddy Leagues itself had the game as a 25-25 tie. But we know how good the offense is out there in Kansas City, but we also know how tried and true the GOAT of the OMFL is in D-Money. So, I don't know. I don't know, which way to go on this one. So we're going to leave it to you guys in the chat. Let me know who you think is going to, secure the win this week. If I had to, bet my money to be on the Chiefs offense, overtaking the Cardinals defense abilities. But, man, we'll just have to see. Peace, y'all.
The Capital One Quicksilver Card is simple. No need for a whole song and dance. Don't be sad. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back.
What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Brady Senior, man, giving you the OMFL News After Dark. We're on the move right now. Going to a different room. Looks like my son is playing him a little bit of Fortnite. Say what's good, everybody. Well, he just had to say hi. But anyway, so just to kind of get you guys up to speed, man, there was a, kind of an announcement just made about NCAA or not NCAA, but college football coming back to the, coming back to the scene. And there was some interesting, dialogue going on in the chat, talking about, oh man, the end of the league, with that news coming out, that's the end of the OMFL. Look, let's quit it with all the negativity, man. At the end of the day, look, if a new game comes out, a new game comes out. If people want to roll, people gonna roll. But at the end of the day, man, it ain't our place to, put in any type of dialogue that's going to be, I guess you could say, not necessarily threatening, but, just persuasive in a way to where you're saying, like, it's either this way or the highway. Like, we already get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, we just here, to keep the community strong, keep the games going, keep the league going. And should NCAA come out at the end of the day, if somebody's going to play a different game, it's no difference than if it's another league. So, I mean, hey, where it would be awesome to have, college sport back, it might not even be what we need it to be right away. It'll probably take time for it to get to where it needs to be. But, I mean, man, it still would be hella fun to finally get our hands on a new college football game after so long. I'm just saying. Whatever, though. What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Brady Senior, man. If you made it this far, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and damn sure share on all social media platforms. So that way you can actually be in the know on everything OMFL and also grown folk community. I mean, hey, man, we got the Madden leagues, the golf leagues, we got the shooting clans. I mean, man, we got a little bit of everything for everybody. So, man, get over, check us out at the Grown Folk OC website. And I'm pretty sure there'll be a link in the description underneath this video that you're watching as we get ready to segue over to the Press Pass Live. But hey, I'm just your boy Brady. Peace. What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Brady Senior giving you the OMFL news after dark, man. We're about to get up out of here, but I just thought I'd, come over and look at the current 2022 annual award nominees. And right now, MVP is slotted for Dwayne Haskins. He's leading all, but he's followed by Prescott for the Giants and Elliott for the Cowboys. Over for the Coach of the Year, you have, of course, Gonzalez for the Chiefs. Then you have D-Money following him. And then, of course, in the third spot, you have Mr. Scott D-Wayne. D-Wayne up there as the third person up for Coach of the Year. Then over on the offensive side for the Offensive Player of the Year for AFC, you have Matt Breida, followed by Eckler at number 2, Mahomes at number 3. Then at defense, you have Buckner. He leads everybody, but he's followed by Harrison at 2 for the Browns and Dorsett at the Ravens. Then, of course, you have offensive rookie Hendricks. He is leading all offensive rookies. Defensive rookie leader is Lionel Johnson for the Browns. Best QB looks like it's Mahomes out there in the Chiefs. Best running back is Breida. And then you have wide receiver is Keenan Allen. Then you have offensive line is Mitchell Schwartz out there in the Chiefs. Defensive line, you have Buckner out there in the Colts. Linebacker, you have Miller at the Titans. And then DBs, you have Tyrann Mathieu out there in the Chiefs. Then, of course, kicker is Butker. I don't know if I like that name or not. But that's the AFC side. And then trying to rattle off this NFC side real quick here, man. You got Cole Hardman, the Giants Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. You have Daniel Hunter out there in the Giants. Offensive Rookie, you have TJ Beasley, the Cowboys. Defensive Rookie of the Year, you have Underwood, the football team. Of course, you have best quarterback, you have Haskins for the football team. Best running back is Elliott. The Cowboys wide receiver, of course, is Hardman from the Giants. Best O-lineman is Ramczyk. I think I said it. I think I got it for the Saints. Defensive lineman is Daniel Hunter for the Giants. Linebacker is Willie Gay Jr. for the Giants. DB goes to Keanu Neal for the Falcons, and kicker is Will Lutz of the Giants. So that's it, man. We're going to wrap this thing up, man, and flip it over to my boy GrownFolks Nate, the leader of leaders. But other than that, man, it's been real. It's been awesome. And as always, man, peace and love. Brady out.
This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with Kinda Real Name. Here's another OMFL production.
All right, what's good, everybody? I hope that you're having a good Sunday night. The Super Bowl just ended not long ago, and so hopefully you were in a good place, relaxed, a lot of food in your belly, and maybe the adult beverage of your choice in your belly, and you're relaxing for the night and ready to talk some OMFL, because that's all I'm doing. Not a whole lot to add to what we talked about last time we were together, but I think it's a good time to talk about playoffs and how some of these matchups have changed a little bit. We can talk about some offensive and defensive award winners, or potential award winners, award nominees, I should say, at the end of the season. And then we can even talk a little NCAA. We can kind of talk about some of the things that are going around here, which is pretty much nothing. It's been pretty quiet. So hopefully you guys are in a good place. You're ready to join me tonight. Maybe we'll even do a live check-in to the Dallas game. I don't even know who they're playing. Let's go see. I know that they're playing right after this game. Is it like, I don't know. Is it Dallas and Minnesota? That's not it. What is it? Nothing posted. Terrible. Nothing posted. Sim. Eagles Cowboys. That's what it is. Nothing posted except for one team. I think he's playing the CPU right now. And then nothing posted or something like that. Terrible. For us to be in the middle of one of the last seasons, not last seasons, but we got two more after this or whatever it is. It's just not good. Not this deep, not this late in this Madden that we got games not being posted. So I heard the excuse about the Super Bowl, but that's not good enough. The Super Bowl just happened tonight, and we advanced 3 days ago, whatever it was. So 2 days ago. So we could have got those in. All right, let's get over here and talk about the playoffs. a couple of these matchups have changed, but my God, I know Penguins did it last week, but what is up with the AFC? We got a couple of changes here in the AFC with the Jaguars sneaking in with the 7th seed at 6-8. You heard me correctly. The Jaguars are at 6-8 as the number 7 seed. Can I please go over to the AFC? I want to go over to the AFC. I may be a 9 or 10 win team and miss the playoffs, and we have a 6-8 team in the playoffs over the AFC. What has happened to the AFC? I mean, Dwayne leads you guys and leaves you guys is what I'm trying to say, and you guys forget how to play ball? Like, come on. We got to be better than that over in the AFC side. I think the Browns locked up their playoff bid this season, so you get the Chiefs locked in, the Browns locked in. Patriots and Dolphins are just fighting for seeding, but both of those teams are in, and I think the Titans are locked in. So Steelers are still fighting for a spot, and the Jaguars are fighting for a spot. These will be some good matchups, and the team that I talked about that I think is going to be really, really good is the Tennessee Titans. I mean, Dawson really has that team rolling. He hung with Dwayne, 4 weeks ago, whatever that was, and he was right there in a really tight, close game. I think everybody in the AFC is potentially playing for second place because the Penguin and the Chiefs are just too good and they're just playing that well. But look, the Browns definitely have the running game to match it. The Titans have a running game to match it. I think his quarterback, we'll talk about it in a bit, but I think his quarterback is Offensive Rookie of the Year over here. And then the Patriots and Dolphins, two teams that could beat just about anybody any given advance. Anytime you get on the field, one of those teams could whip you if you're not ready to play. And to see that matchup for the third time could be really, really interesting in the AFC. Hopping over to the NFC, I have fallen away. Lost one game to the Cardinals in a really tight, close game, 4th and goal. Throw a pick because I just had nobody open, had to take a chance. I was trying to throw it over the top, up high in the back of the end zone. He didn't. Flat throw, picked off. So a close game with him. I think I lost by 4. And then the Buccaneers the very next week demolished me. He is playing outstanding football right now. I mean, I was hoping the Panthers might be able to give him a run, but he put up 40 points on the Panthers. He put up like 36 on me, maybe more than that. I don't even remember. It was one of those games you want to wipe from your memory. And you can see the Washington football team starting to move up, and these will be some fun matchups. I think Big Hurt can give Dwayne a run for his money. You see Dwayne and D-Money have flip-flopped here, and so that's going to be pivotal because we could potentially see this game back in Arizona this year. And I don't like D-Money's hard enough to beat. I don't know if I'm going to go on the road and go play him at his house and try to beat him. And then you got the Falcons and Washington football team. That would be an amazing matchup to be able to watch. And then can Trey pay back the OMFL for what happened to him last year as he lost the game to the CPU Cardinals by a lot, and his award for this year, having a good season and winning his division, he just gets to play arguably the 3rd or 4th best team in the OMFL and arguably one of the best defenses that we've ever seen assembled. Great matchups. Would be a whole lot of fun to see here. I still, fingers crossed, hope that the Panthers can maybe get the Bucks or they stumble here. But anyway, I've built a team that I'm proud of. I think I can hold 90% of that team together, a good solid draft. I just got to fix some things and play better and play better quarterback play. That's what's really, really holding me back. So it's a light crew tonight. I guess everybody was Super Bowl pulling it up and maybe not ready for the OMFL. And so whether you're at a Super Bowl party or went to a Super Bowl party, I hope that you're safe and had a good time. And hopefully you have a designated driver, or you are a designated driver on your way home. But nobody's talking to me in the chat, even though I see a handful of you here. I'd love to hear what you think about these matchups. Some of the ones that really, really intrigue me are potential matchups. Number one, Falcons, the football team, Patriots, and Dolphins. Like if this played out the way that we see it here, that would be some fun matchups. I think you could possibly see a Browns-Titans matchup. That would be a lot of fun. Two teams that run the ball really well, have really good quarterbacks, but oftentimes their quarterback play can cause them to let a game get out of the way. And so can they really focus and stay in there? And then can anybody in the AFC? I mean, AFC, I'm looking at you. You got a 6-8 team in the playoffs. Can anybody in the AFC give the Chiefs a run for their money? Because right now, I don't see it. Even though I really like the Titans, I like the Browns, Dolphins, and Patriots. These are all really good teams. Steelers have been inconsistent. Brady hasn't been himself this entire season. I just don't see the team that can really stand up and give the Chiefs a run for their money. Titans are probably the closest team, in my opinion. They played the most consistent football. I've seen them against a top-tier team here in the Cowboys and give them a run for their money. So there's some potential there. You know, you could say the same about the NFC. Is Dallas going to be able to finally kill the ghost of D-Money? Because every time D-Money has been in the playoffs and been plugged in, he's been D-Wayne's downfall, whether they were matching up in the OMFL Bowl from the AFC, NFC side when D-Wayne was over with the Colts, or just whether it's trying to get to the playoffs from the NFC side for D-Wayne. D-Money has been that stumbling block for him. Can the Lions shake off what happened to them last year? We could potentially see like a Dallas Giants game, Dallas Lions game. Like those would be really good, fun matchups to be able to watch. And I know it's a long shot, but if I had to call like a dark horse from both of these sides, I don't know if you can call a number 2 team and the Titans a dark horse, but you can call a number 6 seed, the Washington football team, a dark horse. Could he go to Arizona, face his old team, and win that football game against the king of the OMFL? I don't know, but man, that would be a fun one to see. He would have to really stick to a game plan, find a game plan, and he'd have to really, really like stick it out and not turn the ball over. Ross, I have no clue. Last I checked today, they didn't even get a post up. I ranted about that, I think, when we didn't have anybody on here. I don't understand why no one was making posts. I shouldn't say. I'm sorry. We had like 3 or 4 games that didn't have posts this week, and that's just unacceptable. So these could be some really good games. Smash is calling Giants and Cardinals in the NFC Championship. It could be. It wouldn't shock me to see that happen, but to do that, potentially, we'll spit it out here, the Giants would have to go through not only the Lions, that's not an easy victory, they might even have to go through the Dallas Cowboys all on the road and then face the Cardinals in that NFC. Man, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, Ross, that's one I really want to see as well. I'm gonna get on both those guys. I got to. They're top tier owners in this league, and Penguins was moving this weekend, I think he said, and so that happens. But you got to communicate that stuff, and you got to do a better job of saying something, and that's just not acceptable from either one of those guys. And so they have to be better, and they got to do better. Anyone who didn't post this past week, you got to do better, and you got to be better. Some potential really, really good matchups there in both the AFC and NFC. I really see this come down to Cards Chiefs, and then I think the Cardinals are going to win another one. Until someone actually beats this guy when he's paying attention and trying, I got to pick him. All right, let's go look at some stats and some potential award winners at the end of the season. My mic is way too hot. I don't know if y'all could hear that or not, but I could hear it. All right, let's get over here, look at some stats, because there's some interesting teams out here, or some interesting players out here that have done some really good things. So we'll look at just like overall players first before we look at rookies. No rookies really at the top tier of this league, which I think is a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing when we see rookies step into this league. And I told Colin this when he used to run it on the board, and when like MVP or Offensive Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year, it's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing to see. But Dwayne Haskins, we'll spit it out. I don't know what my problem is. My mouth and everything isn't wanting to work tonight, but Dwayne Haskins is my potential MVP player. Now, one could argue that Mahomes is really impressive. 33 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 74%. There has been a bit of a shadow, I guess you could say, a slight gray around his gameplay, because he will check the ball down, which is why we see such a high percentage from him. But you can't argue 33 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. 36 and 16 with this many more yards. I think it's 600 more yards. I think that's better. I know that the percentage is lower, but 600 more yards, you got 3 more touchdowns. I'll take 4 more interceptions to be able to get there. And they get 17 sacks to 13 sacks. So both of these quarterbacks playing at super, super high level. But Dwayne Haskins is going to be my MVP vote if he continues this out for the rest of the season. I think you got to at least look at Dak Prescott, but those interception numbers are really high. A lot of interception numbers are really high. Those are the 2 quarterbacks that I think are head and shoulders above everyone else. And we look at rushing, you got to talk about Matt Breida is head and shoulders above everyone else as well. I mean, the closest guy here is Alvin Kamara at 11.56, Elliott 11.14, but he's playing right now, so that's probably going to be, who knows, maybe 1,300, depending how much he goes off. Cook at 1,100, McCaffrey breaking 1,000, Taylor breaking 1,000, Eckler breaking 1,000, Little, Barkley, and McFarland all over 1,000. But Breida's way up there, 6 yards a carry, 1,476 yards, and 10 10 touchdowns. There's the number I was looking for. That's an amazing season for a running back, and I think that you have to give it some real questioning. Can he break 2,000 yards this year? He might be able to if he has a couple of solid games. It's going to be a bit of a stretch. I mean, you're talking about 2 massive games, but it's not totally out of the ordinary to be able to see, Ross do this with Matt Breida. So really good season from him. You got to look at Elliott, though. He's going to get some votes. He's much lower in the yards and the yards per carry. The average isn't too much lower, but 16 touchdowns. I mean, he's almost doubled the touchdowns as Breida and Kamara and just about everybody else. And so you've got to give that a nod. And I know this guy's not going to get any votes or even be up there, but it's good to see Colin with a good running game here. 14 touchdowns from Eckler, 1,045 yards. It's good to see him establishing a run game. It's going to make him really dangerous as we move into season 95. Nope, that's not what I'm going to do. Looking at the receiving, no rookies really shine, but man, look at McCole Hardman, 103 catches. He's going to break 2,000 yards. He's got 18 touchdowns. McLaurin here, 85 for 16 with 19 touchdowns. Those 2 guys are just having hells of a year. I know that Devontae Adams has a really good year, 85-17. But if you go look at Rodgers' interception numbers and you see him, right, he's just pumping the ball to him. He's just trying his best to get Adams the ball. These 2 are much more impressive stats. Kirkland Hyde having a great season. Michael Thomas having a great season. Keenan Allen, who was on the trading block this season, so somebody really missed out on a very good receiver. And you see Vincent right up there close to Keenan Allen. So Chargers doing what the Chargers normally do and making sure those receivers are up there. But if we're talking about the Chiefs and the Washington football team with quarterbacks who are head and shoulders of everyone else, then you got to say the same thing about Hardman and McLaurin. Both of these guys have been heads and shoulders above everyone else with these touchdowns. These touchdown numbers are crazy. I don't even know. I need to go look. I don't even know if they're going to break the OMFL record for receiving touchdowns in the season because they've been really good. Here's my one little mini rant because I know I moved my right tackle to center, did some flip-flopping last season, and my center is having like 4 pancakes a game now. Like he's 99 overall and almost everything. Guy's stupid. Ram check. But they don't look at the stats for pancakes, and that sucks because the only thing we have to go by is sacks and downs played, and then the team stats of yards, and that just stinks that we don't have those pancake stats, because I think my guy would be really far up there. This records kind of anybody that's gotten any snaps at all this season. But you got to look at these two guys having amazing seasons. I mean, they played every snap for their team, and they've given up no sacks from the right side. That's pretty impressive. Bush, Burks, Davis Gaither, Willie Gay, outstanding season for all of these guys. Gay has been really impressive on the defensive side of the ball for me. Top 5 in tackles. He's got 8 tackles for loss, only half a sack, but 9 interceptions on the season with 10 deflections. He's going to be in the upper portion of this league in interceptions across all players, not just linebackers. And so that's a really, really great season for him. And Bush is just flying all over the field, as well as Oren Burks, playing really well for the Packers. Look at the sacks, man. Danielle Hunter. I don't know what he had to give up to get him, but it wasn't worth it. For the Vikings to lose this caliber of a player for, I'm assuming, a good player in a first or something like that, it's going to be a low first, as we probably know. This guy's had an amazing season, probably going to be your front runner for Defensive Player of the Year, and may even get some votes for MVP if he gets scooted into that discussion. We never see a lot of those discussions. Well, I guess because we just do owner MVP. We don't do player MVP, but this guy is having an amazing season for the Giants and has been a catalyst for that amazing defensive line that just puts pressure on you from start to finish. Nick Bosa, a great season. Chase Young, really playing well. He is the catalyst for the Washington football team. Ekubon showing that, it's not 32 or whatever it was a couple of seasons ago. I think the change in stats have changed him a little bit, but still having a really, really good season. And then you got 4 interception leaders. 6, I guess, if you put Glenn and Gay in there. These guys are playing great. I mean, you got Neil, Harrison, Matthew, Okuda? I don't know. Probably messing that up. Good chance I'm messing that up. But these are great players, and they're having really outstanding seasons. Rodney Harrison has kind of always been there for the Browns, and now that you're seeing them win, I think he's going to get more and more attention. Kenyon O'Neal, he's just playing great for the Falcons. He just makes plays back there. Good to see Matthew still making plays. And then I've already spread my love about Willie Gay. Doug Glenn, I mean, this guy was Defensive Rookie of the year 2 seasons ago, last season, and just playing really great football, and he's right back at it again this year. Nothing super interesting to look at kicks or punts. Dallas has this guy, 32 of 34. I mean, hands down, probably the best kicker in the league right now, just playing really good. And, I mean, who gets excited about punters? I don't think anybody does. Look at a couple of rookies right here. Derek Holcomb. I don't even know what pick he was. Let's see. 70 overall? Is that what that said? Holy cow, that's even more impressive. Let's look at where he was drafted. Oh, so pick number 16. So I think he was the 3rd quarterback that came off the books, and he's having an outstanding season. I mean, he's top 7, top 10 in yards. He's 61%, so he's over 60%. He's got more touchdowns than interceptions. This other guy here for the Titans, where he at? Here we go. Kerry Hendricks. He was the 2nd quarterback taken. Another amazing quarterback. The guy that's kind of get my rookie of the year on the offensive side of the football. 72% is amazing. 3,252 yards, 25 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. That's going to put him in the upper portion of this league in total QBR. Do we even have QBR? Let's see. Yeah, we got rating. I hate that it puts all of these guys that just got any plays, but you got Mahomes number 1. You got Haskins 2, Beasley, stupid. This guy's like, what is he? 70 overall. and then Hendricks right there. So he's in the top 5. Rushing, some good running backs, but nobody over 1,000 yards. I think we got 2 of them back to back from the Jets. Who was it? The Jets. Oh yeah, Jets and Rams. There we go. Is that really all that? I don't know why. I thought we had some guys that were closer. But clearly I'm wrong. Yeah, Jets and Rams. So 2 running backs having decent seasons, but nobody gets super excited about. And Nicholas Patton and Randall Parrish, 6 touchdowns and 7 touchdowns respectively. 5.3 is really, really good. But, I mean, he's got a great running back over here in Ty Gurley. And so for a backup player, he's doing really, really well. And then receiving, we've got some potential guys, but again, nobody like in the top 10, which I think is a really good thing for the league. Where are we at? I know we're seeing, here we go. Steve Bigsby. There we go. I don't know why I can't spit names out of my mouth at 10 o'clock at night, but I can't. Steve Bigsby is playing great for a guy that has a team with McLaurin, who is the top 2 receiver in the entire league. And this guy's still throwing in 68 catches. He's going to break 1,000 yards. He'll break 75 catches. He's got over 8 touchdowns. He might break 10 touchdowns. He's going to get some votes for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I just think that the quarterback for the Titans has played much better in Holcomb. Roman Reese here, 65 for 911. So a couple of receivers are going to break 1,000 yards. The running backs were not really that great this past draft. And this coming draft, we're probably going to see quarterbacks who don't play that well. So we're probably not going to see a lot of quarterbacks in the upper portion of this league in anything. Sacks, you got a couple guys that are fairly close to the top here. Zach Hayes at 9.5. So he's got 49 total tackles from the right side, 13 tackles for loss, and 9.5 sacks. I think there was one other guy up here. There we go. Zach Baldwin, who I played against, really good player, 46 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. And then looking at a couple interception leaders, this is where your best defensive players are going to be. They come from the free safety and strong safety position, I think. We got Lionel Johnson right outside linebacker. He's got 71 tackles, 1 sack, 10 tackles for loss, and 6 interceptions. So playing really well for the Browns. And I know that we have, here we go, Cole Keys. I think there's one other guy up here. Yeah, Gil Bettis. So Cole Keys and Gil Bettis both with 6 interceptions, and you'll see both of those guys get a couple of votes for Defensive Player of the Year. And that's basically it. And we can go look at, what do we want to look at? Let's go look at the mailbag. I think we got one mailbag question. So let's go look at the mailbag. We'll talk, we'll go do a live check-in if we can. I haven't done that on PlayStation 5 yet, but we'll do a live check-in. And then we can talk a little NCAA. So let's go hop off over here. I don't know why it does that little jump. I don't know. It's weird. Let's see. Trey says, biggest surprise this season. Trey, that is a wide open question. So unless you're here to give some qualifying statements, I'm not going to take that, because biggest surprise is that I gained 35 pounds over the, no, I don't know how much I gained. I've gained some weight, but not that much. Biggest surprise that we're still doing COVID a year later. That doesn't count. So you got to give me some qualifying statements of what that means. Who do you think has been the best overall player at each position? I'm assuming that we mean Madden player, since he said each position, Nate. That's probably a good assumption. I've already kind of given some of my love about the quarterbacks, but I think those are the most impressive numbers you see here. I'm going to give the nod to Haskins, but I think you're splitting hairs between Haskins and Mahomes, and it's like, what do you value the most? Haskins is taking less sacks because he checks it down more, which is why his percentage is higher, but he's got less yards. He's also got a better touchdown to interception ratio, but you got more touchdowns and more yards from Haskins. I got to go Haskins with the quarterback position, but you're splitting hairs there between those two guys. Rushing, hands down, it's Matt Breida. I mean, Ross, you've done an amazing job. This is what you are. This is who you are. You're a great runner, and you've got a great running back, and you've built a really good team over there. And it looks like since our last Press Pass Live, you've really turned it up. Like, you've turned the corner there, and you've started to really play some good football. McCole Hardman, I mean, how can you argue with 103 catches? The nearest guy is 85. He's going to break 2,000 yards. He's probably going to break 2,500 yards. And this guy's got 18 touchdowns. He'll break 20 touchdowns. Just crazy season for Hardman and the Giants. Either one of these guys for the offensive line have played really, really great. I mean, 729 snaps for a team that's played with a top-rated quarterback, top-rated receiver, I think a top 10 running game. Maybe not. Where's the Washington football team? Yeah, you got a top 12 running game. He's going to get my nod. But again, splitting hairs because David DeCastro has played really amazing for the Steelers. And then when you look at the defense, I guess you got to start with sacks. Hands down, it's going to be Danielle Hunter. Defensive line-wise, even if you stood him up and put him at outside linebacker, because this guy could do that in a 3-4. An amazing season, and it's good to see our sack numbers fairly realistic. I think that's a really good thing. You just look at like tackles from like a middle linebacker perspective. Bush or Burks. I've mixed those two together and called them Books. I like what Oren Burks has done just because he's playing on a bad football team and he's still putting up really, really good stats. And with the interceptions, he would kind of get my nod, but splitting hairs there with Devin Bush. And then you look at the cornerback and safety position. I mean, how can you argue anything what the Lions are doing? I mean, you got two guys in the top 10, top 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, top 6 of the interceptions category. I mean, you got to give them a nod, right? Like, they know what they're doing and they know how to build really good players over there in Detroit. Both of these guys are stupid young as well. Really good defense there that he's built in Detroit. You got to like what Neal has done. You got to like what Matthew's done. These are really good players. And I think Willie Gay's got to get some type of conversation there. 9 interceptions, 8 tackles for a loss, over 100 tackles total. This guy's just flying around the field and playing some really good football. So that kind of gives you an idea of what I think it's going to be for some of my best players at the position. I'm going to do a quick refresh. No other questions. So thanks, Trey, for submitting the second one. I don't know what the heck you meant with the first one. Let's talk in sleep dialogue. I don't know what it is, but I get on these things. I'm trying to think about everything I got to talk about. I can't drink a lot because I don't even get to take a breath. There's no commercials. There's nobody else here talking, so my mouth goes dry. I'm trying to spit things out coherently and articulate, and I can't do it. My mouth just says, nope, I'm not going to work. I'm shutting it down. And then I feel like I talk too slow, and then I try to talk faster, and then I all together. Let's see if we do a live check-in. I don't know if I can or not. How do I do a live check-in? PlayStation Now? Nope. That's not what I want. I have no games in this thing. Explore? Nope. This used to be way easier. Let's do this. Let's go game. Nope. Where are my friends? Where are my friends at? I need friends. I'm so lost. I'm not even going to remotely lie. I'm completely lost with how to do this on PlayStation 5. Right here. Oh yeah, that's right. You just gotta go down. Do y'all know who is streaming? Friend request. I don't know who that is. Somebody find out who is streaming the Dallas game. Minecraft. Who the hell plays Minecraft? Is he finished? Is that game done? Penguins. What happened with your game? Is it because you was moving? Is there any games live right now? Come on, let's go look. Hold on, we'll go to full cam. Do we have any live games? Cobe, are you here? Are you in here, Cobe? I just seen your message. I guess there's no live games. That's sad. I was gonna do a little live game check-in. Let's talk NCAA before we get out of here. So yeah, the news of NCAA dropped, which is awesome. Cobe, I don't know if I want to play. It's 10:30. Screw it. I guess we'll play Cobe. So let me wrap this show up, and then we'll find out where the advance is, and we'll get it. Yeah, it sucks. We got to get a post up though. I told the guys I was going to get on you, and I got to get on you and D Money. I mean, he wasn't moving, so I don't know what the hell his excuse was. But you guys got to get a post up. I mean, you got to tell him. You got to take 2 seconds to send a message to let the board know you were moving something. But yeah, we got to be better. More is expected from 2 championship coaches. I feel like I need to do yoga just to scratch my back here. So yeah, NCAA news drop. Everybody's super excited. I think the excitement the brakes need to be pumped a little bit, just because Penguins, if you can find, or any board member that's here, I don't know if Penguins even has availability. If you can find out if I can advance this, I'll get us advanced. I need to know what to set if things are not set. But anyway, NCAA news dropped, and it's super great for the guys who love that game. I was always kind of on the fence. Some years I'd buy it, some years I won't. Kind of the same way with MLB The Show. You know, some years I'll buy it, some years I won't. I played in a couple online leagues. They just felt super cheesy to me. I mean, the game itself isn't made to be like, it's made to be like a free-for-all. Just do whatever. And what happens is guys just get really fast players, and they just play triple option or option game, or just send everybody deep and run. It just wasn't fun from like a strategy chess game type of situation. It was fun because you could just play with college players, and the recruiting had some fun elements, and just get out there and just have fun with it. They had some super cool elements. The one element that I wish would have came over to Madden was the shaky camera. So if you had like a freshman quarterback playing like on the road or something, and he had like low awareness, the crowd would cause your controller to rumble until the snap, and then your camera was shaky. And when you looked at the routes, some of the routes would be wrong. And so if you didn't know what the route was supposed to be, it would actually tell you the wrong route. I love that aspect. I think having, quarterback's awareness make some of those things be a thing would be super cool and awesome. But the recruiting was not fun against other users. It wasn't like in a user league. It just wasn't that enjoyable because guys could use like gimmicky things to get an advantage. And then the actual playing of the game, I personally didn't enjoy. Against the CPUs, like fired up single player mode, totally loved it. I played those, ton of fun. I like that you could start off I always did like the my player type mode where you start off in high school and then worked your way up and played. That was a ton of fun. I enjoyed doing that. But in a league, just not my thing. And for those who love it, that's awesome. Like, I hope that you, if you don't want to play Madden anymore, that you go find a league that, you're excited about. I have no interest in finding an NCAA league to add here, probably just out of spite, because the fanboydom, this is what I don't get. It's made by the same company, the exact same company. Let me say that slower and louder for those in the back. The exact same company makes the game. It's going to be exactly the same. They may have some nuances that are different, but an animated base game that's got the problems and the bugs is exactly what you're going to get for NCAA. It's the exact same company. Okay? So now that we're all on the same page about that, maybe we can take it down a few notches. And those of you who think you're going to fire it up in August, I personally hate to break your heart, but from everything I've read and seen, even from like the head honcho, you're 2 years, maybe 3 years from getting this game. And when I say 2 years, I mean like August August would be year one. The next August of 2022, year two. So I think it's an August 22 or August 23 launch because they have a lot to figure out. Penguins, if you can find out if I need to set anything, because I don't know anything. I don't pay attention. So if I need to set something, let me know that. So anyway, I think guys are a couple of years away from playing a great game. But this same thing that you have here, unless they change directions as a company, is not going to change. You're going to have some type of mode over there that's a pay to play, like MUD. It's how they make their money. They're going to come up with something over there. You're going to have a my player mode, and those modes are going to get most of the attention. It's just not going to be. It's just not going to be the same experience as those old games. It's never going to be physics based. It's just not. EA runs on a certain platform. They have a certain foundation. Can you confirm for me, Penguins? Please, pretty please, because I don't need anybody to yell at me. It's always going to be animated based. I don't know how it all works. I just know that if it was easy to be non-animated based game, they would go that route. But there's a reason that it's animated based, from long-term projects of where they're going with the game to the engines that they build these games on. It's always going to be animated based. And so you're getting the exact same game. It's going to have college teams on it. It's going to have the cool things that college has. It's going to be different. That's why it's called, it's not called NCAA football. It's called Madden college football, which is cool. But I just don't think it's going to be what guys remember. Just like when I look back to like Madden 02 on PC, I look back on that game fondly. Madden 25, like I look back on some of those games really fondly because of what they were. And it's easy to compare those two, but they're not comparable. It's different technology. It's a different game. Everything's different. And so, look, more power to those who are super excited about it. And if, again, Brady said it was going to be the end of the OMFL, it won't be. I will be the end of the OMFL. That's what ultimately this summer is going to be the deciding point, not NCAA. I look forward to the game because I'll probably play it offline single player mode and do some fun content with it. The drafts, like kids leaving as seniors and being able to take that roster and import it. You used to be able to do that, was super cool. But it's not going to be the end of the OMFL. So we'll see. I hope the guys enjoy it. I'm glad that they're excited. Somewhere Ducks is popping champagne bottles and throwing big parties over it. But I don't think, personally, everything I see in red, it shouldn't be expected that you are going to get a game this year. It's going to be a 2022, or maybe, if they do like a late release, like a November, December type situation, maybe you get a game this year. But I don't know, man. It seems like it's going to be rushed because they got a lot of like logistical, legal things to figure out. And then they're starting from scratch. They literally have to build a team, and they're just starting from scratch. I think you're a year or two before you see a really good game. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here. It's been a quiet night, I'm assuming because of the Super Bowl, but it's been fun. I've got some cool ideas for our OMFL Bowl this year and for our draft, and so hopefully you'll see some new overlays, some new ideas. I was inspired by what Madden did with the Pro Bowl, and so I've got some ideas in my head about things that we can do here, so I'm going to be making some changes. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. A lot of love from me to you. I hope they're having a really great weekend. I'm going to go ahead and put a bow on the show, get us advanced. Give me a few minutes to get my head on straight code. I'll fire this thing back up, and then you and I can play some ball. And then just kind of one last little thought for me to you of some things that I've been talking about. My online service today for home church was all about being in community and just kind of the power of being connected to other people. And there's this really cool story or short book in the Bible called Philippians. It's a letter that Apostle Paul wrote to the church in Philippi, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, Philippi. And you can hear how much like he loved that community. And he talks about some things really specifically in there. But one of them that we've talked a lot about in my community right now is we've been talking about mental health. And so a lot of what we've been talking about comes from Philippians chapter 4, where Paul says, think on these things, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, excellence. Like he tells us a specific thing or set of things that we should be setting our minds up to intentionally think about. And I think that's just a great concept to add to anything in your life, whether it's your personal relationships, the relationships that you have here in the OMFL as a community and as a league, in your professional life. Like people, young generations will, ask me kind of about, growing. And I've got some young professionals and young men and women in my life that I mentor. It's not hard. It's not going to be your education. It's not going to be some great project that you take over. It's going to be, can you build really great relationships with the people above you and the people with you? And can you work really, really hard? If you can show up every day, be dependable, and you can build really great relationships, then you're going to get promotions and opportunities to make more money in life, because life is pretty simple. It is relationship based. And if you can be a really good relationship builder in an intentional and authentic way, it can bless and grow your life in a lot of different aspects. And Paul in Philippians tells us a certain set of things that we can be thinking about that sets our mind in the right direction. And when your mind is going in the right direction, your internal person, your spiritual self, your mental self, those things align together. They're positive. They're moving in the right direction. And what's inside of you now is created on the outside of you. There's these really good awesome research being done right now that actually shows about coaching and coaching environments, that negative coaching environments, the yelling, the screaming, the cussing, kind of some of the stuff that we see, Nick Saban and some of the stuff that almost gets glorified as like being tough and being hard. And we kind of wear that as a badge of honor, that we look how tough we were. But that it actually has physical responses in your body, and it actually closes in your peripheral vision. And positive coaching in a healthy environment actually opens up your peripheral vision, and you actually see more, see quicker, and see better. And so physically, positive coaching, a positive mindset allows you to see things better on the court, on the field, and in what you're doing. The same for life. You can see things in your life clearer and better whenever your mental mind is in a more positive direction. So anyway, I hope that's a blessing. Check out the spiritual channel. You can watch that sermon. And let me go ahead and wrap this up, get us advanced, and then go play Cope. I love you guys. I hope you have a really great week. Football's over. COVID is not. That means we got to really hunker down and focus. I do expect this summer things are going to start to open back up, and we're probably going to have to take a quicker break than normal. Probably have a side league going or something, maybe PlayStation 5 league and maybe some comp. Or I don't know. We'll figure it out, but probably going to have to something on the side go and give the OMFL, the normal stuff, a break, because we've been shut up for a year, and come the summer, people are going to want to be outside. So we'll play that by ear. But thanks for hanging out with me this week. Praying for you. Love you. Let's get this thing to the playoffs and get off to OMFL Bowl 94. Is that where we're in? I don't know, but All right, guys, we'll see you.